Welcome to Raw Motivation, where we bring knowledge, information, upliftment about the daily struggles as a person.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor and a pleasure to have no other than DC rap legend, Stinky Dink. What's up with you, champ?
What's up, fam? How you doing?
How you been, brother?
I've been chilling, everything good.
Man, listen, man, I had to get you on here, man, because a lot of these young rappers of today need to know who made rap popular and made rap what it is today from this city. You got the guys like Wale, you got other Shot Glizzy, Trail, Light Show, a lot of them. Before Light Show and any of these guys, when I was 11 years old, I'm listening to Junkyard, Junkyard wasn't Backyard back then. Junkyard, Rare Essence, and EU, Trouble Funk, bands like this. One day, I'm sitting there, I'm listening to Rare Essence, and all I hear is Stinky Dink, get riggedy raw. Stinky Dink, and then not only am I hearing the slogan, I'm also hearing the lyrics that came with that slogan, right? So those lyrics that came with that slogan said, man, I want to rap. So it inspired me to rap. My name is Riggedy Raw by my nickname because of the word I heard in 1989, back in those days, spitting those verses. How did it all start for you, Stink?
Fat Rodney, man. Like what you were saying with the young guys, and then you heard me, where it was a guy before me, his name was Fat Rodney. And he was what you call, he was a street dude, you know what I'm saying, getting money in the streets, basically what the rappers portray.
Right.
So he's the guy that made rap cool in DC.
Right.
And like a lot of the youngins, y'all may know his son, Lil Fat Rodney, Fat Knots, you know, from over the Dice. His son is out here now. He's not rapping, but he just like his father, you know what I'm saying? But that's the guy that made rap cool in DC, got it started. I met him down Norfolk State. He took me up under his wing, and then when he passed away, I followed in his footsteps. And like you say, it was kind of like, when I came, I kind of brought the lyrical thing to the DC rap, you know what I'm saying? I kind of brought the lyrical thing, and I think that's why I made a lot of rappers that was into the lyrics say, oh shit, here we go, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I kind of brought the lyrical thing to it.
I just did researched on you. I didn't know you was down Norfolk State, man. Yes, indeed, man. And what was that experience like down there in Norfolk State?
Oh man, DC was running the joint. You know, DC always make their mark. Norfolk State in 88, 89 was probably like Howard was when the guy was up there during that time, and all the New York people was up there and they had their power thing going up Howard. That's how Norfolk State was in 88, 89. I ain't gonna call no names, but I could run down a hall of fame of DC street stars. You know, we got our own culture here. And I was thinking they on campus, but I wasn't thinking in DC yet. But it was a lot of DC street stars that was going to Norfolk and was hanging down Norfolk at that time. Wow. So it was like a beautiful time. I was the little guy on the yard that, you know, get twisted, freestyle, rap forever. So I was kind of real popular as a freshman. So when Rodney came down, the whole yard got crowded. Like Biggie Smalls was down there. This before Biggie Smalls.
Right.
So that made me see my vision. Now that out of town, the Fat Rodney made me see my vision because we 4 hours away from home, and he come on the yard, and the whole yard get crowded. Big old circle. And they put me in the middle. A couple of New York guys rap, Rodney rap, and then I rap. And I hit that educator joint, which I always used to hit. And from there, Rodney took me up under his wing, and then the story get kind of spiritual, y'all. Like I said, I followed exactly in his footsteps. He said things to me. We spent time together down the Aggie Fest, and he the one told me to use Stinky Dink, get Riggedy Raw to come on stage.
Wow.
Yeah, we was freestyling back and forth. I was actually doing a song called The Pipe, the Gun, the Riggedy Raw one that y'all might remember. That used to be a song I ended up doing with Rare Essence. But I was rapping that, And in the song, it had a breakdown that said, Stinky Dink, get riggedy raw, saying Rodney just said, that's what you're gonna use to get on stage. Now, this is my idol talking to me, so right then I'm like, okay.
Right.
But later on in life, I was like, why the fuck would Rodney say that? I was a student down in Norfolk, and he was rapping with I at the time. It's
Right.
almost like he had a premonition, like God was speaking through him. Like, and he also told me, if you're battling and you need time to think, say doing a little something. So if you listen to Fat Rodney joints, he say doing a little something. If you listen to RE tapes when I'm battling, I say doing a little something. That's when I'm using time to think, so I can look at you and put my rhyme together. But those are things that people don't know. That Fat Rodney told me before, when I was a student in college. Like, he knew that you gonna rap with somebody one day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when I thought about that, I was like, wow, why would he even say that to me? Why would he tell me this? Use your chance to get on stage when I'm a student down Norfolk. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
It's like he already knew
Like
that you was going to be that one next.
Like, if you look at it, I tell people, I don't know if they can really feel it, but I was like, there's 1,000 HBCUs out here. Fat Rodney is like 2 years older than me, and him and Keith is his best friend that went to Norfolk.
Okay.
So it's almost like it was already planned. If I would have went to Hampton, if I would have went to Morgan State, if I would have went to any other HBCU, I wouldn't be the Stinky Dink that I am today, because I would have never met Fat Rodney and followed in his footsteps, but follow behind him and start rapping with RE. The only reason that happened because I met Fat Rodney, but if I ain't go to Norfolk State, I would have never met him.
Wow.
It's kind of, it's wild.
That's why I did not know that, man. I did not know that that's how you got started, man. Shout out to the Spartans, man. You know what I'm saying? All day long.
Y'all know we got Michael Vick down there coaching now. Homecoming 2025 gonna be on the chain. Yes,
indeed, man. I had stomped down in that. I stomped down there in Norfolk, man. I had moved to Newport News from DC in '96, but I came back '98. Okay. So, but I know about Norfolk State for sure.
To go. Y'all already know. We still close. My crew.
So, after you got to DC back home and you started rapping at the with RE, when was your first time ever getting up there with RE? Do you remember?
My first time was at the Metro Club.
Okay.
Because what happened after, what happened with Rodney after he passed, me and my boys, we kept going to the Go-Go, the guys from Round Avenue. And my boys, they must have formulated in the car, because it wasn't a plan, because anybody that know me, y'all know me now, y'all know me for years, y'all know my personality, how I go. If they would have said in the car, man, we gonna ask Funk to let you rap.
Right.
Again, I wouldn't be Stinky Dink, because I would have gated that. And I would have respected enough of my boys where I'd be like, man, DC, I'd be like, man, that's some Bama shit. They ain't gonna let me rap. So that would have never happened, but they never said nothing. They just started pressing Funk out to let me rap. Now, I never stopped them, because shit, if he let me rap, I wanted to rap.
Exactly.
And Funk waited about maybe like a month, and he just said, all right, man, come on.
Right.
Let him rap. And the first 2 times I rapped the Educated joint, and it was at the Metro Club in the Black Hole. I rapped the Educated joint, and the crowd was just standing there looking. So I was like, man, I gotta rap some party shit.
Right.
So that's when I went home and wrote the Slide on the Slip-Ons, Fit the Tux, Crack My Nuts, and that's the first tape that I heard all over the city. But what I figured out, I heard the first 2 tapes later on, and what I figured out with the first 2 tapes was the reason why everybody was standing there looking, because I was new, but the shit that I was spitting at 18 years old back then, when we was smart, y'all, even though we was in the street, so all that old Educator, raw sound, upper bound, compound, proper noun, and all that, like a dictionary, people understood that.
Exactly.
But nobody wasn't, only true rappers was spitting that type of shit. KRS and them spitting that type of shit. So I think it was fucking the people head like, what the fuck? Because Rodney loved the Educated first. So, but I didn't like it for the Go-Go. I went home, switched it up, and hit that Slide on the Slip-Ons, Fit the Tux, Crack My Nuts, now I'm ready to roll. Hot damn, all shut, Stinky Dink and your presence. The band Rare Essence, raw rap solo with the cranking ass Go-Go. And I blew from there. That's the first tape where I'm pulling up beside cars, and I'm hearing them play the car, and they don't even know who I am yet.
Right.
The process. The process is like they always say, the process is sweeter than the destination. The process of becoming Stinky Dink and becoming popular, oh, that was something amazing. For 18, y'all know I was 18 years old when I was rapping with Raz. 18, 19 years old.
You know Stinky Dink, man, when I first heard you around that time, I was like, man, hold up, man.
Right.
The game was changed, man. I like Fat Rodney, was nice. Fat Rodney was more a chanter more than me personally.
He was a party rapper.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But he was a fly dude, so he mixed the flying and the hustling into it, you know what I'm saying?
So is it true, right? I heard this from watching another documentary because I was, doing some, I want to go deeper into what about you.
Right.
And this documentary was talking about Puffy and they was around Fat Rodney, right? And from what I'm understanding is he took Fat Rodney's persona and made it Biggie.
Right.
Is that true, you think?
Well, that's a DC perception.
Right.
That could be a true perception.
Right.
We can't just, but we know Puffy was up here.
Right.
He was, I think he used to dance for Vinny D.
Right.
So he was within the culture. And Fat Rodney was a popular street dude. You know what I'm saying? You know how small we is.
Exactly.
Everybody know each other. So, even Chucky Thompson said there's a book called Diamonds in the Raw that my man Super Sid wrote. And my paragraph is right behind Chucky. Chucky a part of that camp. Chucky even said it in the book. Fat Rodney was the first Biggie. Now, whether Puffy took that formula or not, you got to ask him that.
Right.
But to DC, it's like, shit.
Yeah.
Biggie. Basically, Fat Rodney was the first Biggie and Rick Ross.
Right.
Because we know that they was talking that, but they wasn't really doing that before they started rapping.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Rick Ross, he made it an entertainment thing, and people accept that as an entertainment. But Rodney was really big fly dude that was getting money in the streets and rapping. His thing was real. So it do look like the formula. That's just like a lot of people in DC brought up to me later, they feel like Das Effects flip my Riggedy Raw style.
I think so.
I never paid attention to it.
I do.
But people, man, Joe,
yeah,
you
were doing it just like that. Like how you was spitting.
Right.
Yep.
And they just happened to go to Virginia State, and of course.
Oh, that's right down the street, though. That's right down the street.
Of course, RE used to perform down there, and of course, the DC people gonna be taking the go-go tapes back.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure. And then when I came out, I know they was taking the tapes back because I was like, yeah, listen to our dude.
Yeah, right.
I know they heard it. And you know what I'm saying? It's almost like they just took Riggedy and put it in front of everything.
Hey, do you think a lot of that was going on because we have our own market, so we wasn't really thinking about going national, especially in the 80s, right? So you think do guys come here, take little bits and pieces back in those days and just run with it and make it a national thing?
Yeah, I think they do, but they don't like to give us credit for it. Because one thing I always say, and I'm going to say on this interview, and I hope some y'all out-of-towners that every time, DC Decades or 016 Entertainment, some of our sites around here, DC Stamp, every time they post something about DC that we started or we was doing first, you always got a couple of people, mainly from New York, and I ain't got no problem with New York, or different spots that always talking about, oh man, y'all ain't started this, y'all ain't started that.
Right.
Let me tell you something, dog. First of all, we so small per capita, we shouldn't even be in those conversations. Y'all know y'all complimenting us for. I don't even think no DC person ever even thought of this.
Right.
Y'all are complimenting us by putting us in those conversations. When it says DC versus somebody, it say DC versus a whole damn state.
Right.
DC versus New York. Y'all got boroughs and townships that are bigger than DC.
That's real shit.
So we shouldn't even have that stature that we have throughout the United States because we're so fucking small. And our stature was established before rap.
Right.
There's only a few cities. A lot of y'all cities, we heard about y'all balling and y'all style through the rappers.
Real shit.
Our shit was out there before the rappers. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't even really listen to our rappers now.
Yeah.
Our street stories are straight street stories. And what y'all gotta understand when it comes to things like Timberlands and New Balance or whatever y'all be talking about, what y'all gotta understand, okay, you might have been a dude that live in a certain part of New York and your neighborhood and your area might have rocked the Timberlands or the New Balance or whatever, but what y'all gotta understand, your area is so big, is no way all of New York was doing the same thing at one time. It's too many boroughs, it's too many places. DC, when a style hit DC, it goes from southeast to uptown. Now the uptown dudes might rock it different, You know what I'm saying? But the style, Tim's, you gonna see Tim's all over DC. You gonna see New Balance all over DC, not in a certain spot. So when we say we started it, that's what we mean. The whole city was with the style. Y'all might have had, oh, we was wearing them Jones back in '88. That was your neighborhood.
Right.
That was your part of the city. Wasn't no whole fucking state doing that.
Exactly.
In DC, the whole joint be doing it. That's what we mean when we say that. See, I'm a smart enough nigga to break that shit down for y'all. Y'all be talking to niggas that's gonna fuss with y'all. I'm a writer, nigga.
Exactly.
I penned a song that been playing for 35 years at 19. So my critical thinking is vicious. I debate you niggas out the box fucking with me with that shit.
And you know, I'm glad you mentioned that. The New Balance, right? We had that debate going on with the New Balance, who started New Balance first and second. I'm still looking for these guys that's claiming it from these other parts of the world.
Right.
We post 10,000 old school 88, 83 pictures.
Right.
I still ain't found another city that on that debate with an 83 picture of their homies or none of that yet.
And here go the common sense part of that, y'all. This is basically common sense, because I remember I was going back and forth with a New York dude on one of the posts about this. Here go the common sense part, and he even tried to break this shit down, because you know niggas is the new aunties. They gonna argue like, you know, the uncles is the new aunties. Basically, all I said was, New Balance made a fucking shoe for DC. That tells you right there, because if New Balance would have made a New York shoe, just put New Balance New York. New York is so fucking big, they would have made more money off that shoe, period, just because it's so fucking big.
Real shit.
You see what I'm saying? So marketing wise, they would have, man, we might well make a New York shoe. Fuck that DC shoe, because we're gonna make way more money per capita. So why would they settle in on a fucking DC shoe? That's common sense.
Real shit.
All you niggas talk about y'all started. Why they ain't make one for your state then?
Exactly.
That shit don't even make sense.
You sealed it with that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It don't even make that's
and New Balance sealed it with that.
New Balance sealed it they damn self. Right, exactly.
So give me some of the rappers that you looked up to other than Fat Rodney.
Really, the only rapper other than Fat Rodney, because like I say, Fat Rodney was from my city, so I seen the impact of what a rapper, you know, the popularity of a rapper, I seen that through Fat Rodney. I never seen it through no other rapper. The only other rappers that I can say had some type of influence on me, Big Daddy Kane, I liked his lyrical style.
Okay.
And the New York dudes down Norfolk used to be like, man, you like a little Big Daddy Kane.
Right.
But image-wise, I fuck with Rakim.
Okay.
So that's probably why I'm laid back, chill.
Yeah.
When I seen Rakim on the Apollo, and I forget what year it was, and you know the Apollo show everybody love. They get up and I've never seen the Apollo respond to nobody the way they responded to Rakim. And I was like, that's it right there, because he was so chill. He didn't have to be outlandish and be what we call a Bama or what's name to get that attention. Laid back. And that's what kind of cultivated my style. Like Fat Rodney influenced me being from DC. I like Big Daddy Kane lyrically, but style-wise, that laid back, chill girl nigga, Rakim.
And you bring all of that, man. I always say that, man, you like the Rakim of DC.
Well, a lot of people say that. I've seen a post on one of them posts the other day, and about 10 people said, man, that's our Rakim.
That's our Rakim. That's a true statement. Now, rap battles. I remember a few of them.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember any rap battles that you had on the RE shows?
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember that was a fun time.
Yeah.
In particular, if I had to name one, I remember my man Bink. My man Bink, me and Bink got loose. Me and Bink was going back and forth. I forgot what he said, but me and Bink, that was a good battle. Of course, Go-Go Nate used to get on me, but I never went back on Nate.
You never went back?
No, people always, I remember I never went back on Nate.